Hello everyone, I'm Jennifer Oakes and welcome to my channel. So today I'm here with Josh Metcalf. Is that how you pronounce your last name?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so I guess I want to start by saying, well, we're doing the DCP question and answer video finally, and I had announced that, and so did he. We announced it on our Instagram accounts. And so now we're finally doing that video. And just really fast, I guess I want to say like how I met you. You had reached out to me actually on Instagram, and you sent me photos and you asked how you would do like at an audition, like what I thought. And you know, I get a lot of those like people sending me their pictures. Do you think I can be so-and-so and whatnot? And I thought you would have made a wonderful Peter Pan. And you know, we talked before your audition via direct message on IG, and hopefully, I don't know, I guess what's your side of that story?
It was amazing because the day before auditions I ran into you and in the parks, and it just threw me for a whammy because I was having all these amazing character interactions the whole day, and I was observing how Peter acted so that I could bring the silliness to the audition. The audition didn't work in my favor, but CP auditions are more so looking for face characters, but that's okay. You know, there are CP Peters, but they're few and far between. So moving forward, I decided whatever I get will be great, and it happened for me. Now I'm part of the Disney College program.
Yay!
And I'm happy to know you.
Yes, and so I don't have any experience in the Disney College program. I was part-time, full-time, and seasonal status at Disney during my time there from 2004 till 2009, and I worked and interacted with a lot of Disney College program characters. But you know, I never asked them about their program. I've been living in Orlando for over half my life, so DCP wasn't really, I don't know, I didn't do it, you know, so.
Exactly.
I just worked there, so.
The Disney College program is incredibly competitive to get into, first off. Not everyone's going to get in. They get over 40 to 50,000 applicants nationwide, and casting has to review all of these people. And normally it's only 4,000 to 5,000 people that get in based on availability. And that's not if someone extends or decides to stay longer, that is, within the college program. And then you also have your ICPs, which are your international college programmers, who stay for a full year. So the college program in itself is extremely extensive within the company. And to me, it's a very big deal to become a part of that and to get your foot in the door with Disney. Yeah.
And I always thought that college program was a great way to go, especially for the girls who did not live in Florida and who I remember a lot of, that's what I was going to say. When we talk about DCP or CP, that stands for Disney College Program or College Program. So like if Josh says CP, that's what that means, in case you don't know and you're new to this all. But yeah, so I remember working in Disney Entertainment, and a lot of the princesses being from, Brigham Young University in Utah.
Yeah.
They had a lot of pretty girls, you know, and they were all married though, so everyone thought I was Mormon because they were like, oh, are you a DCP from Utah? Because I was young and married, and they were too. So. And they were married to other characters. I remember a girl who performed Ariel was married to a guy who used to perform My Genie, because people have said that you can't be married or intermarry in the department, but they hired both of them and knowing that they were married, so.
They absolutely still do. They absolutely still do.
Yeah, so Disney, you know, you never know what's going to happen at Disney behind the scenes with relationships and romance. You just don't know. So, and these characters are former, long gone, the ones I was talking about, so, you know, so, anyway, sorry. So I guess let's get started on the question and answer. Question number 1. This is from Madison Kinsler, and she asks, do you have to have previous work experience to do the program?
That's a difficult question because Disney looks at your application as a whole. They're going to look at your education, they're going to look at what you've done, but really when you get to the phone interview, they're going to be asking about your work experience or what you've done. They want to know what you can bring to the table, what you have to offer, because there's numerous roles that you can be placed in. It's not just entertainment. Most of the time it's not entertainment. It's merchandise, it's attractions, it's food, service, and beverage. As much as people don't like food service and beverage, that's one of the most frequent ones and most needed within the company. And they are honestly the backbone to keeping the guest and the guest interaction happy. Same with merchandise. So it's really great to show that you have work experience and to discuss that with your interviewer. For me, I'm a communication major at USF. So I was able to demonstrate my skill in communicating and dictating, and I also tried to show that I was good with guest relations, because I was trying to go for concierge and trying to go for entertainment, but it worked out I'm a merchandising host. So that, wherever they put me is absolutely great. I'm just happy to be a part of it, and I'm happy that the interviewer was able to see that in me and that I'm one of 4,000 that was selected this round.
Now, do you have any idea which park you're going to be at and then which store? Do they tell you that?
Honestly, they don't. They don't tell you until you arrive and check in at Vista Way, which are the apartments that we all live in as CPs. Though some CPs do decide to live off-site, it's much easier if you're catching a bus or if you're from far away to live in housing. And it's actually cheaper because they kind of take your rent out of your check each week. So you don't have to worry about like a huge bill at the end of the month and where am I going to pull this money from? Because, it becomes difficult when you're in a new environment, for sure.
Now, I've actually been to that Vista Way housing area, and it's very nice. It's by a lot of the it's close to I-4, so you're close to some of the outlet malls, and there's great shopping, there's great restaurants around.
Absolutely. And then there's Chatham, Patterson. There's other than Vista Way. Patterson is where I intend to be, and it's the most quiet of all of them. And
do you choose?
You do have a choice. You have a say, and Disney will try to honor your request. Disney, if you ask them, even in a phone interview, and bring in a request to the table, they're going to try to honor that. So for me, coming in on my interview, I specified that I would love to be in Magic Kingdom for merchandise or for wherever they placed me, and they said that they would try to honor that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right. So next question. Did you ever get homesick, and how did you handle it? And that was from Sweet Alexa Love.
Now, I am not there yet, so I can't pretend that I know that answer. But I can give you my best guess because I have a lot of friends who are currently there who have already started, or that started almost a year ago now and have still extended. People do get very homesick. Some people terminate their program because they're so homesick. In my case, it's very unique. My mother has stage 4 lung cancer, and we found out yesterday that it metastasized to her brain. And we'll be doing brain surgery as soon as probably next week. And even with that, the median survival rate for her disease is 4 months once it's reached this stage. So it's hard to say that I will be homesick. I'll definitely be missing my mom. And that's a factor that people have to really think about is most likely you're going to be coming back to your parents. Most likely their health is going to be there and you'll have more time with them. For me, I'm still pursuing this regardless of my mother's health because she says this is what's made her proud of me, that I've taken this step to move forward in my life and that I'm taking a risk, and she would be devastated if I didn't go. So for me, I'm doing this in honor of her. So to think in the long run, if you're feeling homesick, hold out, really put yourself into this program because it's going to open so many doors for you. It's not just working for Disney, you're working for a Fortune 500 company, and that's great on any resume.
Awesome, thank you for sharing that information. Was it hard to make new friends at the Disney College program? But that's also by Sweet Alexa Love.
Honestly, that's the easiest thing to do. Me, just starting, I'll come to the parks. I'm an annual pass holder and I live in Tampa. So it's literally a hop, skip, and a jump for me to get over there. I've made so many friends that are CPs and so many friends that are part-time, full-time, or seasonal. And we're all there with a common goal and a common mission. And we all understand where we're coming from. You know, we're all there to work hard. We're all there to have fun too. And because you have so much common ground, these people become like your family, your roommates. We all bond together, and if you're going through a hard time, they're there. In a way, no, of course it's not hard to make friends. It's extremely easy because these are people who understand what you're going through.
And you also have Disney in common with that. Do you think that affects?
Oh yeah, a lot of people who are there have an extreme love for Disney. They know every movie backwards and forwards, and you'll sit there quoting it like you quote Mean Girls, you know, or you'll be quoting Mean Girls and Disney at once. That seems to be a thing now, but it's an amazing journey for sure, and everyone that has gone through it has had such support and been so enlightened. The Facebook statuses and what I hear from friends, this is the best thing that they've ever done with their life. Awesome.
Question number 4. What year or semester in college is best to complete the program? And that's by Mako Rose 99.
Now that's a difficult question. For me, I'm a junior at USF, though I wish I would have done this the second semester of freshman year, because you do need 1 semester under your belt. You have to be enrolled at least part-time at a school and have 1 semester there. I wish I had done the college program for a solid year, then done the Disney professional internships, which are something completely different that really also enhances a resume and gives you that well-rounded sense. But you can do it anytime. As long as you've finished your first semester and you're enrolled part-time at least, you can go and do this. For me, I'm staying part-time. I'll be taking courses online at my school because my school doesn't honor Disney University credits, which is something we should probably talk a little bit about.
Okay, so not all schools honor Disney University credits.
Yeah, and Disney University is basically classes that you can take while at Disney. Some schools will respect that, but my school, it's just extremely picky, and it just wouldn't fit with my major, or they just wouldn't accept the credits, even though it is accredited. It just all depends on the school. The thing I would recommend is for you to go to your counselor and say, hey, I'm looking into doing this. Who's the campus rep at our campus? And they'll set you up with the right people. And if they don't have a campus rep, we have a Facebook group. Get on the Facebook group and start asking questions. We're there to help. So we'll figure it out.
Awesome. Next question, number 5. How long do you work every day and where do you live? And that's by Jay Ledford. And it's one of the most asked questions. And let me tell you, can I just say that I remember as a full-time character, I was working about 60 hours a week on average. That's a lot. But I felt like the college program characters sometimes worked even harder than I did. What do you have to say about that? I don't know if they always do that, but is that rumor true?
It depends. It depends on where you're stationed. Magic Kingdom, expect long hours. Expect to work holidays. Expect to work your birthday. Expect to work Christmas, Thanksgiving. And you know what? That's part of the magic. You're the backbone. You're what they fall on when all the full-timers and part-timers have requested off. It's a bunch of CPs at Christmas time. And we all band together and have our own thing. We work very hard, and my friends work very hard. The average hours I hear at Magic Kingdom, anywhere from 45 to 55.
Okay.
So they're working a lot for college students and people who are just new to this. And depending on your role, you know, sometimes it can feel repetitive or...
well, Jasmine, there weren't as many of the Jasmine, so that's probably why. The characters do work a lot. I will say that for sure. But most people that I know are... I only have one character friend that's a CP, but he is working a lot. He goes to dining. He's everywhere. Wow.
He's everywhere. And
does he love it?
It's bittersweet.
Okay. Yeah,
it's a bittersweet thing because he's away from home and he's very attached to home, and it's all on a case-by-case basis. For the merchandise people, they'll work sometimes the 55 hours, normally about you'll get an average of 45. The lowest Disney can schedule you though for is 35 hours a week, to my knowledge. from everything I've heard. I have to check my sources on that one. But Disney will schedule you 35 hours a week so that you can make your rent, so that you can pay what bills you have to pay, and that you can get the experience. Now, if you're working at Animal Kingdom or Epcot, where the close is early and there's not extra magic hours, you're going to be working less than someone in Magic Kingdom. So, you know, if your desire is to work less, in your interview state, you know, hey, I'd really like to do this at this park. You know, Animal Kingdom, for example, closes at 8 every night. Because they have those animals that they have to take care of. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Or ESPN Wide World of Sports. It's only open a certain amount of time. It all depends. Look at the schedule, look at what season you're coming in, and give yourself a good education before you start.
Oh yeah, I almost feel like some people, they don't research enough before they delve into this. What do you think?
Absolutely. One of my friends had never been to Disney his entire life, and he said his first week was the most miserable thing because he could not figure out the park layout. He did food service, and he couldn't get from one part of the park to the other, and he was in Magic Kingdom, and it gets heavy and congested and the traffic is hard, so you really have to come in with a knowledge, and if you don't, I would advise getting a map, pulling it up online or on the My Disney Experience app, and really studying it, and then on your days off that you get in the beginning, going into that park and just walking it, not experiencing any rides, not experiencing any of the fun stuff, just walk it so you can know, so you can give guests that advice, because you're that pointing finger.
Yeah, that's really great advice that you gave, just, you know, walking around the park. Also, I would say even Google mapping the roads around where you're going to be frequenting. I think, especially if you have your own car, knowing where you're going, because it's easy to get lost in Disney, because Disney World has its own freeways. So.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, and that's one thing that I really would suggest to anyone considering and gets accepted, is bring your own car. TransStar is the bus system, and it can be a little bit unreliable at times for getting you where you need to go if you're in a rush. You know, TransStar does break down, just the same as your car does, but the likelihood of TransStar breaking down is more likely than your car breaking down. And if you have your car, you can go to the grocery store, you can go to Coco, you can go do fun things. Don't hold yourself back by not bringing your car. That's the biggest CP advice that I've heard from everyone.
Question number 6. How does the college program work with classes and extracurricular activities? And how can you find out which colleges participate in the DCP? And and this is by Cherry Bomb, and we kind of covered that a little bit.
We kind of covered that. I would really check with your counselor again, just to reiterate that. For extracurricular activities, you won't be able to do softball, baseball, football, any of that at Disney, because there's no sports teams there. You're going to be working. You're going to be working a lot. And if you have any scholarships, I would recommend, again, checking with a counselor or financial aid at your school, because they'll be able to provide more information if you're losing that scholarship. In my book, school's extremely important, so hold on to whatever scholarships you can, and if that's an issue, really take that to heart and take that into consideration before applying or before accepting a position or an offer with the company.
Yeah, scholarships are not easy to come by. It's free money, it's thousands of dollars. Disney will be there. I think that is important.
Disney will always be there.
They'll be there waiting for you, and they're gonna love to see a kid that had a scholarship. Won't that make you look good?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. It makes you, they're looking at your GPA, they're looking at your job experience, they're looking at the fullness of you, and you're going to sell yourself in that phone interview. You're going to be saying, I have this, I have that, and I've done this.
And I did it with a scholarship.
And they're going to look, yes, and I did it with this scholarship, I was a recipient of this award. It makes you look so much more rounded, and for them, they want the best there. Disney will always be there, like you said. So don't worry, even if you don't get accepted the first time through, keep trying. If this is what you want to do, keep going for it. I've had people who I've bonded with before I got accepted, who had applied for 3 times. I'm lucky I got in on my first try, because that's uncommon. It's just really going for it and really pursuing your dream. And if Disney's your dream, make it happen.
Yes. Good attitude, Josh. Next question. What are the first few steps to join Disney College Program, and what age should I think of joining the program, Miss Princess Elsa?
Okay, you need to be 18 first off. I would say there's no age. We have people who are as old as 60 years old in my program coming in this fall. So you can do it at any age, as long as you're in college, or even if you've just graduated college, the semester after, you can still apply. As long as you had a previous, last semester I took this many hours and I graduated, that's great. Disney loves that. They're going to definitely put you into consideration. And hey, guess what? You have a degree under your belt. You're coming into a program that opens doors for you. You might find a job at Disney or in Orlando, which is a great city to work in. So go for it. Doesn't matter your age. Just be over 18.
That's awesome. Number 8. A sprinkle of Mimi asks, is the Disney College Program open to students outside of the United States, like England, for example?
Absolutely. We have what's called the International College Program. And that's for people all around the world. A lot of the times, the English kids will get put in Epcot and work in the England Pavilion. And that's really cool because we get to experience your culture and you get to experience ours. And you guys are there a little bit longer. You're there for about a year. And it's fantastic. You become so immersed in Disney and you start to know all these people. I know one girl who was Japanese and she became such close friends with everyone in entertainment. And her bon voyage from the program was the biggest to do, to see how happy she was. And she did food service and beverage again, and it was just amazing to see how happy and how much she embraced Disney.
Okay, the Japanese culture, they were some of the best guests that I experienced from a character perspective. The most passionate, the most loving, the most excited. And that makes me so happy, that story that you just said, the fact that she worked in food and beverage and was still embraced by the character department.
Absolutely.
Which was probably special for her.
Oh, it was. Every time I would see her, she'd be at the parades. Because we have a parade spot that the CPs or even part-time, full-time go to. And her eyes would light up. Dopey would come over, embrace her with the biggest hug, pose for pictures because she loved to post pictures to her Instagram. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Aw, see, it sounds amazing.